trigonometric values of quadrantal angles. Now we'll learn how to find trigonometric values of quadrantal angles. Firstly, let's learn what is quadrantal angle. So see here, we have a unit circle and y-axis, x-axis. As you know, one whole circle is 2 pi radian. Half of it is pi. Half of half is pi over 2. 1/2 and 1/4 is 3 pi over 2. Now, we have an angle, so with a 0 degree. So it is terminal and initial side is on x-axis. Next angle is 90 degrees, so pi over 2. Its terminal side is on y-axis. We continue. Next angle is 180 or pi. So its terminal side is again on x-axis. Next one is 3 pi over 2 or 270. Again, the terminal side of this angle is on y-axis. Now here we can understand. If the terminal side of an angle coincides with the coordinate axis, then this angle is called quadrantal angle. So, if we see one more time, so 0 degree, yes, so its terminal side is on x-axis. 90 degrees, terminal side is on y-axis. 180, its terminal side is on x-axis. 270, its terminal side is again on y-axis. So here we can see, so 0, pi over 2 or 90 degrees, pi over 180 degrees, 3 pi over 2 or 270 degrees, for 2 pi, again 0 degrees, or 360 degrees. These are all quadrantal angles. Now let's find their trigonometric values. So how can you find? So before you have learned, yes, if you have an angle, so like here alpha, this angle is intersecting with a unit circle here, and its abscissa, yes, so this side, the length on x-axis is cosine alpha will be, so this length, yes, so from 0 to here, so will be cosine of alpha. Its ordinate, so will be sine alpha, so this length will be sine alpha. We find by this way. Now what about, so let's clean it. Now what about the 0 degree? So 0 degree, when it's 0 degree, this angle is intersecting with unit circle at x1. So here x is 1, yes? So we know that the distance on x-axis is cosine. So we can write here cosine 0 is 1. Now what about the sine? So there is no any distance on y-axis, that's why sine 0 is 0. Continue. Next angle is pi over 2 or 90 degrees. Here, again, this angle is intersecting with a unit circle at y1, so y is 1 here. So this distance will be sine. That's why sine of pi over 2 is 1. But what about cosine? So can we see here any distance on x-axis, so that's why it is 0. Next angle is 180 or pi. So again, this angle, yes, terminal side of the angle is intersecting with unit circle at x minus 1. So this distance, so from unit circle to origin, will be the cosine. So cosine of pi is minus 1. What about sine? Again, so we cannot see any distance on the y-axis, so that's why it's 0. Okay, next quadrantal angle is 3 pi over 2. So terminal side is here, and so it's intersecting with the unit circle at y minus 1. So again, so y is sine, so that's why sine of 3 pi over 2 is minus 1. Cosine, so there is no any distance on the x-axis, so that's why it is 0. 2 pi, it's like 0, it will be here, yes. So that's why again, sine of 2 pi is 0, cosine is 1. Now let's find tangent and cotangent of quadrantal angles. From the identities formulas, yes, we know tangent alpha is a sine alpha over cosine alpha, cotangent alpha is cosine over sine alpha. Now let's find what is the tangent 0. So it will be sine over cosine. So sine is 0, cosine is 1. So 0 over 1 is 0. Pi over 2, sine is 1, cosine is 0. So 1 over 0, we cannot divide by 0. So that's why it is undefined. Here, 0 over 1 is again 0. Minus 1 over 0, undefined. 0 over 1 is again 0. Now what about the cotangent? So cotangent is cosine over sine. So cosine here 1, sine is 0. So we cannot divide. 1 over 0 it will be, so we cannot divide, it will be undefined. 0 over 1, it is 0. Again, minus 1 over 0, undefined. 0 over minus 1, 0. 1 over 0 is again undefined. So here we find sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent values of quadrantal angles. Now, so from your here you can see all values on this table. So angles with degree, with radian, with sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, even second and cosecant. Now let's continue. Let's do some examples. So here, find the values of the followings by using the table above. Now we learn, yes, with you. Let's solve A1. Sine 0. What was the sine 0? Sine 0 was 0, yes? What about the cosine 270 degrees? It's third, but it was also 0. Tangent 180, it was also 0, yes? What about the cotangent 90 degrees? So it's also 0. So here, result is 0. Let's solve B1. Sine 3 pi over 2. What was the value of the 3 pi over 2? It was minus 1. It's minus 1. Tangent pi. So tangent pi, it was a 0, yes. Cotangent pi over 2. So cotangent pi over 2, it's also 0. What about the cosine 0? Cosine 0 is 1. So here, minus 1, it is minus 2. Okay, now one more example. Simplify the expression. So here given. These angles are greater than 360 degrees. So we should find primary directed angles of these angles. Now let's find. So of course, to find the primary directed angle, remember we should divide this expression by 360. Now I will write here shortly. So 1710 degrees, it's 4 times 360 plus 270. So it means sine 1710 degrees is equal to sine 270. Next one is 7 times 360 plus 0. Next one is 360 plus 90. Next one is 2 times 360 plus 180. Then, so see here, so we solved here. So these are primary directed angles of these big angles, yes? Now sine 1710 is equal to sine 270, so it is minus 1. Cosine 2520 is cosine 0, it is 1. Cotangent 450 is a cotangent 90, it is 0. Tangent 900 is tangent 180, or it is also 0. So if we add them, it will be minus 1 plus 0, minus 0, so it is minus 2. So that's all. This was trigonometric values of quadrantal angles.